We're at the Starkville Convention and Visitors Bureau promoting Starkville, Mississippi's college town. And speaking of Starkville, we are pleased to welcome the mayor of the great city of Starkville, Mayor Lynn Spruill. Good to see you again, Mayor.
Well, it's delightful for me to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about my favorite subjects.
Absolutely. So you got the Chamber of Commerce weather brought in for us today, huh?
We did. We ordered it special up just for you.
Homecoming tomorrow, big time.
Homecoming tomorrow, and we're celebrating today. We've got our citywide tailgate downtown here, so all the stores are participating, food from one end to the other.
Really awesome. I think it was Bart Williams that said earlier, Senator Bart Williams, if you don't like what you see at the first tent, just walk a few feet. You'll find something you like.
That's exactly
it's unbelievable.
Right. That's exactly
really
right. Our city employees are down at City Hall on our little plaza there, and they have brought the cooker in, the smoker in. It has been amazing.
That's awesome. Well, it's a lot of fun. You got to do that sometimes, right?
Well, yeah, as often as possible.
As often as possible. I know they all work hard as well.
They do.
All right, give us an update. I know you love to talk about the great city of Starkville. Give us an update. How are things going?
I do. Things are going incredibly well. We're really excited. We're doing some major projects, and for those who haven't been to Starkville in a while, our downtown is a little messy, but we're doing things that are going to make it better in the long run. We're improving our infrastructure, our water, sewer lines, all the underground stuff. We're taking care of that so we don't find ourselves in any kind of problem 20 years from now or whatever. So we're taking care of that. We're going to redo our main street, so we're going to bring the sidewalks out and make it more friendly for cafes and hanging around. And we're also working hard on all our parks. We just did our ribbon cutting on Cornerstone Park, which is our tournament and recreation facility, so we're really excited about that. And then we're upgrading all the rest of our parks in town, too.
Well, I remember you talking about that last time we chatted, the park project.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. And we've really seen some remarkable impact from it in the sense that people are feeling really good about it. They're out there using it. It's been very well received in the community, and we're really proud of it. I think we've stepped our game up, and that was part of what we wanted to do.
Do you feel like that's something that the residents of Starkville are fully behind? They want to see an improvement in recreational facilities like that?
Absolutely. Well, they voted for it. When we put that 1% referendum on, they voted for it overwhelmingly, 74%. So, and that's rare when you can get that kind of support for a 1% addition to your food and beverage tax. So, yeah, they absolutely supported it, and it was part of our master plan. So we are taking our master plan and we are working our master plan.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. What about just economics overall and the economic climate in the city? How are your tax collections? What do your revenues picture look like?
Our sales tax continues to go up. Food and beverage in particular, sales tax has been a little bit flat, just because as people come out of COVID, they're not going to the brick and mortar stores in the same way. So we're seeing some of that use tax being a part of that revenue source in terms of the sales tax aspect. But the brick and mortar stores are still yielding us, if not flat, just a little bit of growth, but not as much as we might have seen in previous years. But I think that's due to the fact that people are buying online these days.
Yeah.
And I'm guilty of it, too. I mean, I try to remember to don't do that. Go to the store and get it. But, there are things that you can get online, but you do get some return off of it.
But you're getting some tax revenues off that when the legislature enacted that a couple of years ago, right?
Oh, it's been wonderful for us. We had estimated what we were going to get, and it exceeded that. So it's been really good. We've used it for exactly what it's intended for improvement of our streets. So we've put a lot of asphalt down, and we're going to keep putting asphalt down.
Okay. And, that's something that, of course, is constantly in focus, is it not, Mayor, that infrastructure needs, which are a chief responsibility and just function of governing a municipality. It never ends. But I got to believe it gets more expensive if you keep delaying and putting those things off. Then you say, okay, we're not going to do that today. It's a big project, costs a lot of money, don't want to deal with it. Then all of a sudden when it gets to the point where you got to, it's probably more expensive at that point.
No doubt about it. And that's one of the things I've been really proud of this board on. We have been incredibly proactive about what we're doing. We've replaced infrastructure in our older neighborhoods where we were having the most maintenance calls. What we're doing is data-driven, and we're doing that to our streets. We're doing that to our underground utilities. So we're looking ahead for 20, 40, 50, 75 years of improvements, and we're trying to do it now and be smart about it before you have to do it. And so it just makes the most sense in the world. So we've got in fact, they were here last week doing an analysis of all of our streets.
Okay.
Which ones are in the worst shape that need the most help, which ones are able to do like a ceiling process that will give us another 7 years, so that we can stretch it out and make it make sense as we go through the community, because we got 300 something miles of road and you can't do them all at once. So you've got a plan, and I've been really, really pleased with our ability to do that. And it also keeps us from going, well, I want this much in my ward and this much in my ward, and then you spread it out so that it hasn't done squat.
Yeah.
So we're doing it the smart way, and I'm really, really proud of the board for doing that.
Starkville, of course, home to Mississippi State University, which is an awfully big deal. What's it like when you talk to your peers, your counterparts that are mayors of other cities from across the state? What sort of challenges do you have versus what they have, or benefits do you have that they don't have as a result of having the university so close by?
Well, obviously, we have the benefit of having the university so close by, because that gives us a whole new offering of things for people to do in town.
Yeah.
That you've got your athletic events, you've got your opportunity to go to school. In fact, I found out today, and I didn't realize it because to me it hadn't been published widely enough. If you're over 65, we claim to be a retirement community, or there's this age favorite community, or something, whatever that new phrase is. We have the ability to go to the university tuition free, over 65.
I didn't know
and take
that.
a class. I didn't know it either. I think they ought to be
state law?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's just Mississippi State or if it's state law. But if we can do that, then that's a huge benefit for a retirement community. I felt so myself. I've tried to decide what I'm going to go take.
Well, I know you're a promotional-oriented mayor. I got a feeling you're going to start promoting that.
We're going to be talking about that. Absolutely. Well, our community should be from cradle to grave, and I hate to say grave, but it should be able to offer things for all ages. And so that's a big deal, a retirement community and a playful community, which is why we're improving our parks, making them more friendly for the kids to enjoy, the parents and the grandparents. But we want this to be a place where people want to be in every aspect that we can make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. We just had Provost David Shaw on the program earlier, and he was discussing all the great things going on at Mississippi State. And it sounds like they're poised for tremendous growth, are experiencing unbelievable growth with a huge freshman class and enrollment up and so forth. That's not the same across the country, though.
No, it is not. And I commend the state, Dr. Keenum, Dr. Shaw, all the staff have been doing an incredible job to keep bringing people in. And, of course, we benefit. You talked about challenges. Challenges come with ball game weekends, huge ball game weekends.
Yeah.
So you've got challenges just in terms of dealing with that number of people, in and out of the stadium and, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So all of those things. But other than that, there are no challenges that can't be met and that can't be appreciated. So
well, growth and scale are good problems to address. It's when it's shrinking, going the other way. When you start to worry a little bit.
Exactly. And if you're smart and you manage it ahead of time, then you're well ahead of the game. And I think we've done that. We have an extraordinary police department. We have an extraordinary fire department, our sanitation department, all the guys who work to keep it clean, to keep it pretty, to keep it safe. And we're doing all those things.
Yeah. Well, as you know, we got elections coming up, and won't get into that so much with you. But I will ask you, what are your priorities in the next legislative session? We're going to be seating a whole new class. I mean, a lot of people are running for re-election, but you're starting a new term, and things are certainly different.
Yep.
What's on your radar from the City of Starkville's perspective?
Well, from our perspective, obviously, we've been very fortunate to have participation from our representatives to help us get money for our Main Street project, and we need a little bit more help in that regard. We've also got infrastructure elements. You could give me $20 million tomorrow to redo water lines, and I could use every bit of it. But the whole thing with sharing the ARPA money, matching ARPA money, we've matched every dollar, and so that was great benefit to us. And so those kinds of actions, we still certainly have needs. Everybody does, and try not to be greedy. But if it's out there, then let's use it.
What do you think about PERS? I've got to ask everybody that comes on.
Ouch. Ouch.
I know it's not a popular subject, but
it's not.
July 1, 2%, and then it's 2% every year until they get to the necessary rate they deem appropriate to achieve stability in the program. How are you guys going to deal with that?
Well, that's part of why we had a tax increase this year, is in planning for that, because we knew, calculating it out, what it was going to do to us. Same thing will be happening next year, but I do think that we need to have, everybody needs to share that. I think the employee, and I'm an employee, I'm a PERS PERS beneficiary.
Yeah.
I think we all need to share a certain percentage of that, because beyond that, it's really painful, because you are looking at tax increases every year to cover that.
Well, the state has the luxury of saying, okay, we just give more money to the agencies at the agency level, but municipalities and school districts and counties, they derive their revenue from other sources. They don't quite have that luxury.
We do not.
Yeah. Mayor, always good to see you. Congratulations on all the fantastic success here in the city of Starkville. Have a great homecoming event. We appreciate you having us up here, and thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Folks, we're coming right back with more in the Element Wealth studio. We're in Starkville, Mississippi.